It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so real interesting stuff going on at 135. As many of you know, when I've talked about Emanuel Navarrete fighting, I've mentioned the fact that I think a big fight for him could be potentially him versus Shakur Stevenson. Well, guess what? It just got a lot more realistic because Shakur Stevenson himself has officially called out Vaquero Navarrete. And here's what he said. It's right there on the screen. Here's what he said. He stated the following, and I quote, "I like fighting the fighters that's young and undefeated and accomplishing things in the sport like myself. Somebody tag Navarrete because I don't know his ad. Let's make a big fight. USA versus Mexico. I'm not into taking the easy route. Let's get the WBC and WBO involved, champion." So there you have it. Shakur Stevenson calling him out. And look, I think it's a realistic fight to make. And before I get into the fight in the landscape of things, let me also give Shakur Stevenson for saying that it's USA versus Mexico, because you know what Top Rank, you know how Bob Arum is. He likes the Puerto Rican fighters. So Shakur Stevenson likes to they like to play on Shakur Stevenson's Puerto Rican heritage and say, oh, he's Puerto Rican. But that man grew up in Newark, New Jersey. I know his dad's Puerto Rican, but he grew up in Newark, New Jersey, Brick City, in them sticks, in the hood. He's from America, all right? He's from the USA. And I know Puerto Rico is a territory, but he's from the inner city ghetto of the USA. So rep them stars and stripes. Be proud to be American. We need more proud American fighters. That's why a lot of these American fighters be getting their ass whooped, because they want to say they're from places they barely ever been to. But that's just me. But as far as the fight, right? We know that Navarrete, he's a champion at 130. There's some good fights there for him, like Joe Cordina, Shakur Foster, things like that. But this is the kind of fight that I think he needs for his career, signature fight. And, if you were to fight Shakur Stevenson, he'd be trying to become a four-division champion. Now, I'm not exactly sure how many four-division champions Mexico has had, but I know it's not like a ton of fighters. Only the great ones have been four-division champions. Now, the last time we had a Mexican fighter try to move up to a fourth weight class and become a four-division champion against an American fighter, black American fighter, was when Ray Vargas moved up to, 130, and he tried to fight Shakur Foster, and he got absolutely exposed by Shakur Foster, a.k.a. the real 2023 Fighter of the Year. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes. I think style-wise, Shakur Stevenson and in Vaquero Navarrete, you couldn't get a more different clash of styles. Shakur Stevenson is technically sound, does everything by the book, does everything right from a technical standpoint, and is a very well-rounded fighter. Vaquero Navarrete does everything wrong, but still makes it work for him, and is such a great conditioned fighter. So it'd be interesting to see how those styles mesh, especially with Vaquero Navarrete moving up in weight to fight Shakur Stevenson. So I love the fight a lot for that reason. We know Shakur Stevenson is under fire because, like I said, man, even I criticize him, and I said some pretty harsh things, which, I kind of do regret saying, because I try to show fighters grace and be understanding, because I know how hard this sport can be, because I'm around a lot of fighters. I see what they go through, and I don't like talking trash, but sometimes, you get caught up in the heat of the moment, and I respect Shakur Stevenson, but like the good book says, man, like it says in the Bible, man, to whom much is given, much shall be asked for, much shall be required, right? So he's been given a lot of talent by the Lord himself to be a fighter, to operate at this high level. And he didn't have an exciting fight. He had a very boring fight against Emanuel Santos, but he managed to win. And he's three-division champion, but he's held to a higher standard because of the talent we know he has, right? So I feel like this is the kind of fight where a lot of people, I'm telling you, a lot of people in boxing are going to pick against Shakur Stevenson to lose that fight. And, quiet as kept with the lack of ticket sales that last fight against De Los Santos had. Shit, even people in the Top Rank company might be wanting Shakur Stevenson to lose that fight. Just being honest, right? So, that fight might be the kind of fight where the pressure's going to be on the Shakur Stevenson to win more than ever. And it might just create a diamond out of him. It might actually be the signature for a fight that he's looking for. Because let's be real, let's be honest. We know Shakur Stevenson's not fighting Devin. We know he's not fighting Tank next. We know he's not fighting Tio. All those fights, Ryan Garcia, all those fights, those mega blockbuster attraction fights that people want to see Shakur Stevenson in, or against the other young fighters, his other young contemporaries, they're not happening next. So for me, when it comes to the big nights, the big occasions, the big momentous occasions that are going to push Shakur Stevenson to that next level as a superstar fighter in the sport, this is the fight. This is the best they could do right now. And I'm not mad at it because Vaquero Navarrete is a damn good fighter. People like to say what he can't do, how he doesn't do things by the book. Who gives a damn? There's a lot of fighters that do things by the book that got their ass whooped by him. So clearly, there's a method to the madness. Clearly, there's something that he's doing right, and you need to put some respect on his name. So I think Shakur Stevenson would have a real challenge on his hands, and I would love to see how he deals with the style. And vice versa, I'll let us see how Navarrete deals with a technical fighter like Shakur Stevenson, because I don't think he's ever fought anybody with the level of versatility and skills and patience and defense like a Shakur Stevenson. So that would be interesting. It'll be intriguing to see how, his punching power translates up in weight. And I'll tell you this, if Vaquero Navarrete beats Shakur Stevenson, I think right now he's not quite a Hall of Fame fighter, but he's making his case fight by fight with all the title defenses he's had, scaling weight classes, beating some really good fighters. A lot of his older wins have aged very, very well. If he beats Shakur Stevenson, that's the kind of win that's putting him in the Hall of Fame, straight up, and on the first ballot too, because he's been in a lot of exciting fights. He beat a 4-division champion. He would have taken the O of one of boxing's best young fighters, one of the boxing's best defensive fighter in the sport. It's a lot at stake in that fight. And when I really sit down and I unpack it, when you talk about potential USA versus Mexico fights that could be made in the sport of boxing today, that right there is towards the top of the list. So I'm hoping it happens. But respect to Shakur Stevenson for having the willingness to call out a top fighter like that and be willing to make that fight. I hope Top Rank and all parties involved can get to work and negotiate a fight between these two for 2024, because I think not only would it be a great fight, I believe it could be a big event in Vegas, because Vaquero Navarrete is a very exciting, proud Mexican champion. Shakur Stevenson's one of the best, most skillful fighters in boxing, even if sometimes the fights aren't as exciting. Maybe you might need a guy like Vaquero Navarrete to bring out the excitement in Shakur Stevenson. So we'll definitely be following how this all develops here on True School Sports, but I wanted to get it out there. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who do you favor and why, and what kind of a chance would you give Navarrete against Shakur Stevenson? And if Navarrete were to somehow pull it off, would he be a Hall of Famer in your eyes at that point in time? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.